Good morning and welcome to Al Jazeera America. I'm Stephanie Sy.
And I'm Del Walter. Sunni rebels now redrawing the map of the Middle East, claiming that they have created a new caliphate. The group known as the Islamic State of Iraq or the Levant or ISIL, changing its name now to the Islamic State. It's also urging other groups in the region to pledge their allegiance, saying the Sunni rebel expansion makes all sovereign states in that region irrelevant.
The announcement comes as Iraq's military gets international help to fight the group. Over the weekend, Russia sending fighter jets to Iraq, and Israel's prime minister said he supports an independent Kurdish state.
We should support international efforts to strengthen Jordan and support the Kurdish aspiration for independence. Regarding the Kurds, they are a fighting people that have proved their political commitment, political moderation, and they deserve political independence.
Let's go straight to Imran Khan in the Iraqi capital of Baghdad. Imran, a lot of developments this weekend, but let's start with what exactly does this group, now known as the Islamic State, claim to have control of?
Well, if we take it from Syria first, they have parts of Syria, including Raqqa. If you move down into Iraq, they have majority of their territories in the west and the northwest. So parts of Fallujah in the west, and then moving up, you have Tikrit, Beiji, and the second biggest town of Mosul and parts of Diyala province. So it's a significant chunk of territory. Within that territory, they've proclaimed the Islamic Caliphate. That's the Islamic State, with Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi as the leader of all Muslims, known as the Islamic Caliph.
Imran, does this group have any religious authority in Iraq, in Syria, among Muslims?
The short answer is no. To become a Khalifa, according to Sunni Islam at least, you have to be voted in by Muslims. Now, they've got around that by saying they were voted in by a Council of Representatives, a Shura Council, who voted Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Religious response hasn't been forthcoming yet. The majority of the scholars who can decide whether this is a legitimate action or an illegitimate action are taking a look at everything that the Islamic State have put out to try and see if there is a religious justification for it. But in terms of actually having religious support, it's within themselves. Outside, they have very little.
Imran, we also just mentioned that Russia has now sent fighter jets, albeit used older fighter jets, to help Iraq's Air Force. Is that giving any sort of upper hand to Maliki's government in tackling this group?
It should do. The types of jets that the Russians have sent in are close support jets. That means they fly with and over the combat troops and go forward and drop missiles and bombs on key targets. So they will be very useful, but there are only 5 of them. They are expecting more. But the key question really isn't, will it give them the upper hand, is do they have the pilots, the training, and the ability to use them to give them the upper hand?
Al Jazeera's Imran Khan with the latest from Baghdad. Imran, thank you. And coming up at 8:30 Eastern, Al Jazeera's Zaina Hodar will look at the fighting taking place between Kurdish forces and Sunni rebels on the outskirts of Mosul. Del.